There's a building near you right now that drinks more electricity than the town it's right beside. No windows, no signs, empty parking lot. You drive past them, you thought it was warehouses or something. It's not a warehouse, it's a power plant running in reverse, and the thing it's feeding isn't human. They're building them in clusters, hundreds of them, and the people who understand power, electrical power in this case, are already fighting over who gets to plug in. So stay with me for 8 minutes and you'll understand the most important infrastructure story in the world better than the media does, because almost none of them are looking at the layer that actually matters. Start with the number that might set off your internal alarm. One of the big AI data centers pulls 100 megawatts. The new ones being drawn up right now are reaching for a gigawatt. 1 gigawatt is a large nuclear reactor. It's enough to run 1 million homes. That's one building. Right now, every data center in the country combined eats around 4 to 5% of all the electricity America produces. The people who model this for a living, Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, the IEA, EPRI, put it between 7 and 12% by 2028. And those are the chill projections. Now narrow it down. If you're watching this in Virginia, the next part is your life. Data centers are already taking roughly a quarter of Virginia's electricity. Forecasts have them climbing above 40% of the whole state's power before the decade is over. They're accelerating, and nobody is asking whether the grid can take it. The grid was never built for this, and now something bad is already starting to happen. Almost half the data centers planned for 2026 in this country are stalled or scrapped, and it's not over money or zoning. They can't get electricity. There isn't enough, and there's no way to connect them fast enough. In Northern Virginia, which is the densest concentration of these things on Earth, the wait for one new power connection has gone up to 7 years. So watch what the big players do when the grid can't feed them. They stop waiting for it. Microsoft cut a deal with Constellation to restart a nuclear reactor at 3 Mile Island. Now let me say that again. 3 Mile Island, the site of the worst commercial nuclear accident in American history, is being brought back to life to run a tech company's AI. The target date is in 2027. The entire output of that plant was sold to a single buyer. Now, when a company would rather reanimate the most infamous nuclear plant in the country than wait in line for the public grid, we're seeing a resource war starting right now, and it hasn't even been named yet. Whoever locks up reliable, high-density power wins the next round. Everyone else is bidding on what's left. Then there's the part they keep out of the press releases. These buildings run hot, like hellish hot, and a lot of them cool themselves using water. One facility can pull millions of gallons a day. Across the country, data centers drank about 17 billion gallons directly in 2023, and it's getting exponentially worse. And here's the cruel part. A lot of the new construction is going exactly where the water isn't. Phoenix, West Texas, the Southwest. There are towns where a data center's water draw is already competing with the farms and the houses. The rates climb, the fight over who gets the water will start, and the company running the facility usually walked in with a big-ass discount while the bill gets spread across everyone else. There's one thing here no one's talking about. People think they're just stupid buildings full of computers. But they're where the most powerful non-human intelligence ever built gets trained and kept alive. The frontier models, the ones that actually change what's possible, need giant clusters of these things running in lockstep. The computing power that makes them work is concentrated in a handful of people. And the things those models are built from, the weights, the trained brain of the system, governments treat as crown jewels, because that's what they are. Steal them, sabotage them, quietly poison them mid-training, and you change the balance of power. Security at these sites is already rising beyond anything commercial and into the territory we reserve for critical national infrastructure. Washington figured this out before the public did. They fast-tracked permits, put out executive orders clearing the regulatory path. Huge direct power deals brokered at the federal level. We're talking massive security operations here. This is the high ground, same as the oil fields were, same as the undersea cables. Whoever holds that ground the intelligence runs on holds a choke point on the fing century. And what flows through these places is everything we've ever digitized about ourselves, turned into training signal, turned into models that get pointed at the recommendation, at targeting, at influence, at autonomous systems. Most people are still arguing about whether AI is going to take their job or wake up and become conscious. That's the cheap seats. The real game is 3 companies, a few hundred buildings, and the power and water it takes to keep them running. So here's where we land it, and I'm not going to hand you a panic attack and walk off, but here's what's actually happening. The physical foundation of advanced AI is consolidating into a few locations owned by a few entities at the exact moment the technology is moving at its fastest. And the governments that matter are treating all of it as national security grade priority, while most of the public hasn't even noticed the buildings exist. You don't have to fight the data centers. That's not the move, and anyone selling you outrage as a strategy is wasting your energy on purpose. The move is to watch the right layer. When your electricity rate goes up next year, you'll know why, and you won't be confused by the cover story. When a water fight breaks out in your county, you'll see who's actually at the table. When a politician promises cheap, abundant AI for everyone, you'll know to ask the only question that matters: who controls the plant and who controls the power going into it? Most people will spend the next decade reacting to the symptoms: the bills, the shortages, the headlines. You'll see it all this week in the media. The cloud was always physical. They just never counted on you looking at the buildings. Watch for politicians investing in this shit this week, because the war is keeping all of this out of the spotlight. We want you expensive to manipulate. So thanks for being with us. And please make sure you don't get unsubscribed by a robot down below this video, because it actually happens. I'm Molly Reed. This is Intelligence Brief. Stay expensive.